Guess it's time to let the cat out of the bag. The NASA glue loses its hold over time.
Big sis?
Nice seeing you again, Kizuna.
Quartz?
Please stop calling me that. Hold on. I'm trying to process this. Kizzy and Leon? You know her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff happened and... Stuff happened? Fine. Whatever. I'll think about it later. What I want to know is... your face. We can talk about it all later. More importantly, Kizzy and Leon, you need to get out of here. Those guys might come back with reinforcements.
Oh, right.
You can use my bike. There's a helmet under the seat. The keys are still in the ignition.
Are you certain this is okay?
No, but just give it back as soon as you can, okay?
I can't thank you enough for this. Kizzy, hold on tight.
Okay.
Do you know where you're going?
Well...
To the ends of the earth.
all right. Let's go!
Bye, you two! I hope you stay happy forever!
Thank you!
My big sisters. You stay happy forever, too!
Off they go. They'll be fine. Huh? What's wrong? What isn't wrong? Fair enough. Can we talk? Yeah, but before that... we need to get rid of those guys.
They did not appear to even notice Kizuna and Leon escaping.
These guys are idiots. We can't let them follow them. We gotta take them down. So let's go, Mizuki. Mizuki! Ugh, damn it! I don't get anything that's happening, but fine. You and I are gonna talk about everything after we're through with this. Fine by me. Well then, let's start. Yeah!
Oh, you came! Good. Want something to drink? With water? On the rocks? You don't have to be shy. It's on me. It's such a bizarre case, the HB serial killings. That being said, the facts are fairly straightforward. Pointing out a culprit can't be too hard. Do you already know? Terror. Who are they, really? Right. Uru. We know he killed at least 3 people. Jin Furuwe, Chikara Horadori, Andes Komeiji. But why did he kill them? What was his goal? That's right. The nirvanA Initiative. The loony plan to have humans reach moksha. That's why Uru killed the 3 of them. We can put aside the little details for now. The most concerning aspect of the whole thing is the time difference. The left and right sides of the victims were found 6 years apart. Regarding the first victim, the facts are already in. 6 years ago, on February 10th, Jin Furuwe's body fell from the ceiling of Devaita. And this year, 5 days ago, also on the 10th, Uru Somizuki's left half was found at the stadium, not Jin's. Plastic surgery and complete organ transplants. It fooled the investigators into thinking they were the same person. But what about the other victims? Chikara, Komeiji, Tokiko. How do you explain those three? You have good intuition. You might already know. Right. In other words, it's not like that. It's like this. This is the timeline that you actually experienced. The red and blue lines are intertwined, almost like DNA. You started on the red line from the top, and then followed the blue line, which led you to this point. You've traversed 4 X's. The left side is 6 years ago, and the right side is this year. To make things easier, we'll call the left side past, and the right side present. In other words, you came here, jumping back and forth between past and present, a day at a time, all to end up here. Now do you understand? Chikara's right half was found the night of the 11th, in the past. His left half was found the next morning. Komeiji's right half was found on the 13th. His left half was found the next morning at 6 a.m. 6 years have passed, and now we're here. In the present, Tokiko's right half was found on February 12th. The next day, a little past midnight, her left half was found in the basement of Horodori Institute. Long story short, the left and right halves weren't found 6 years apart. They were all found soon after each other. Nothing supernatural here. Anyway, that's just my genius analysis. Oh, but I know what you're gonna say. There's still tons of things that can't be explained, right? Especially, who killed Uru and Tokiko? Jin, Chikara, Komeiji. It was Terror, Uru, who sliced these 3 in half. But then Uru was killed in the present, February 10th. Tokiko's body was found after that. So who killed Uru and Tokiko? Well, I'm sure this mess will be cleared up soon. By Mizuki, her friend, and by you, Freyr. So anyway, good luck with the rest of your investigation. I'll be cheering you on. Huh? Who was I just talking to? Maybe I've had a bit too much to drink. It's awfully cold tonight.
Hey, about Kizzy. Are you sure she's okay? Don't worry. I made sure she's fine. So, that makes us sisters? We're not the same age, but we're like identical twins. We have almost the same genes. That's crazy. I'm a copy of you. Don't say it like that. But I'm your clone, right? Technically, yes. But our DNA isn't exactly the same. My genome was rearranged. Your DNA was modified on top of that, which is why you don't have the symptoms I have. Basically, you're an upgrade. The perfect version of me. Don't say it like that. Yeah, the same as me. When I was 6, you were born at Horadori Institute and sent here. I'm guessing they thought it was too difficult to raise you at the Institute. I remember the day you arrived like it was yesterday. You were still a baby. But the moment I saw you, I got this feeling. I started bawling my eyes out. The people at the facility didn't know we were related. Makes sense. They were told we were from 2 different places, but we're both named Mizuki, and we looked really similar. So to make it easier, everyone started calling me Big Sis. They called you Mizuki. They took me to Horadori Institute every so often for examinations. Well, I say examinations. I mean human experiments. I don't think you remember, but they did terrible things. I remember getting shots with needles as big as boba straws. My time with Horadori Institute ended when I was 9, and you were 3. It shut down and we were finally free. That's about the time you were adopted by the Okiura family. But me? Well, I told you about me, right? You were blind in one eye and had a heart condition. Right. So it was hard to find a family who would take me. Ultimately, it was Mr. Chieda, the chairman. So when you were 9, you were adopted by the Chiedas. I spent the next 6 years there. Up until I was 15, I lived under the same roof as Kizuna. I see. That's why she called me Big Sis. You said something about an eccentric woman? Yeah, I was adopted by her. Do you mean Shizue Kuranushi? Boss. Which is why my name is Mizuki Kuranushi now. You think that sounds kinda lame, huh? No, it's not that. You know how we're stronger than everybody else? Maybe she thought I'd come in handy. So she wanted to make you work for her. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's what she told me. Boss taught me how to fight. After she adopted me, she trained me hard every day. 6 years ago, when I was 18, I was hired as a top-secret member of Abyss. Boss wanted someone who she could rely on, someone who would never betray her. She trusted me to handle the most sensitive situations. Basically, I'm like a ninja. Well, a kunoichi, which is why my existence at Abyss had been hidden. The only people who know are Boss, Pewter, and Ryuki. Ryuki? Why? I wonder. If I revealed myself to you, you would want to know everything. And one way or another, you'd find out. You'd find out that your genes were spliced. That your real parents aren't Renju and Shoko. I didn't want you to end up like me. I wanted you to live a normal life. As normal as possible anyway. Get a normal job, a normal husband, get married, start a family, live happily ever after. A life like that. But if I showed up, I would ruin all that. That's what I thought, at least. I see. But why didn't you tell me 7 years ago in November? I was already well on my way to an abnormal life at that point. Maybe that's true. It's like I told you. I want to know who did this to me. I know that Chikara was the mastermind, but I want solid proof. That's why I was investigating him and his institute. But then, out of the blue, he gets killed. That's why I started following the HB case.
What you have seen and heard cannot be shared with anyone. If you do, I will kill her. I have an abundant amount of money. Even if I were to die, the assassins I've hired would still find her.
I see. That's why you didn't talk about what happened 6 years ago. But I think it's okay to start talking now. Why? I was able to freeze all of Terror's hidden accounts. We don't need to worry about any assassins anymore. I bet you don't remember anything from February 6 years ago, do you?
I do not. My body was destroyed in the explosion at the cathedral. The Abyss communication network was also offline, so there was no backup taken.
By the way, I'm curious. Why were we given the same name? I don't know. Maybe they didn't really care about the name. But wouldn't that make it harder to tell us apart at the Institute? I don't think they had any trouble. We had code names at Horadori Institute. I was Mouse, and you were Rabbit. And you remember what they called us at Iowan, right? You were Big Sis, and I was Mizuki. Yeah. Is that what I called you? No. You were still little. You couldn't talk much. You just called me BB. BB? Yeah. BB, huh? Anyway, we've already spent enough time here. We shouldn't be wasting time like this. Good point. There's still tons we don't know about the HB case. Follow me. I want to show you something. Huh? What is it? Oh, no. It's nothing. Let's go, BB. What the fuck? This is information overload. My brains are gonna flow out of my ears. Jeez, just relax. I can't just relax. What is this corpse doing here? And why are Kizzy and Leon here? Oh, and most importantly, who the hell is this?
What, isn't it obvious?
Wait, you're that stupid porno mag collecting old man.
No.
Yes.
Why are you dressed like that? Where is Genny? What are you doing here? And one last thing. Where have you been the past 6 years? Why didn't you try to contact me?
I'm sorry, Mizuki.
Okay. I think I kind of get it. 6 years ago, Date lost his memory when the ceiling collapsed on him. Then he got captured by Terror but managed to escape.
And he's been wandering the Earth for the past 6 years.
5 days ago, on the 10th, he heard the news about Jin's body being found.
And finally got his memory back.
That's right.
Last night, Date called me out of the blue. He told me about the corpse. And how he was pretending to be Genny. And everything else he knew. I don't know. Not here.
It's fine, I know where he is. Don't you have an idea too?
BB. What? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to call you by that name.
What? Do you have more insults to hurl at me for missing 6 years of your life?
No, it's not that. Maybe she just wanted to hear you say, Mizuki, you've grown so much, or something emotional like that. No, not that either.
Ah, right. For you, it's been 6 years. For me, it's different. I've been back for 4 days dressed like this. I've been watching you guys the whole time, so I don't really have anything sappy to say.
I told you it's not that.
I'm home. Welcome back. Is that what you wanted to hear?
All right, okay. Let me try this again. Mizuki? I'm home.
Welcome back, Date. But that's not what I wanted to say. I threw away all your porno mags.
Let's talk about it later. Trust me, if I explain it now, it'll only confuse you. I know that Horadori Institute and Nyes are both caught up in the HB case. Gen was created at the Institute, and he was acquaintances with Tokiko. So, by borrowing his mask, I could snoop on Tokiko and other members of Horadori Institute.
But why do you still look like that here?
Horadori Institute and Nyes people come here all the time. Imitating Gen makes it easier to eavesdrop on them. Gonna be honest, this has gotten way out of hand. I can't do this on my own. We need to work together to stop their plan.
Their plan?
Yeah, their nirvanA initiative. So first, I contacted Mizuki Kuranushi.
Date and I met 6 years ago. He knew how to get a hold of me.
I shared everything I had, then told her to find you, Mizuki.
To help stop them?
Basically.
I am a little embarrassed to admit this, but Leon and I plan to elope.
What?
May I ask why?
Kizzy's father won't accept me.
He threatened to send Leon to prison if he continued to see me,
And that's when I suggested that we run off together.
and I agreed.
So you two...
Yeah, they're both on the run for love.
But we don't know exactly where we want to go yet.
Right. We need some more time to think about it. I have told him that I am safe and sound.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you weren't kidnapped.
I am so sorry that I worried you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about all this, you guys.
It is snowing outside, but do not worry about us. My heart is burning strong. I suppose Big Sis has already told you everything. Big Sis and I lived in the same home for 6 years. But I never thought my Big Sis was my Big Sis's Big Sis.
So confusing.
Anyway, Mizuki Date, I will call you Little Big Sis from now on. And you, Mizuki Kuranushi, I will call you Big Sis.
Still, just as confusing.
I told you that we wanted to run away together.
And I wanted to be with Leon.
I got a call from my old pal Date.
I asked him to unlock something for me.
Are you talking about the freezer?
No, I got that open on the 13th.
It was a different lock this time.
Anyway, that is when we met with Date and the woman he was with.
The woman? I was there too.
Why do you ask?
No reason.
It is currently 4:25 a.m. Daybreak is close.
I've known her for a long time. She's a former coworker from back when I was doing bad stuff. Back then, I used to call her Quartz.
Hey, don't just blurt that out.
Mizuki's name comes from crystal. The kanji for crystal can be read as Mizuki.
Crystals are the solid form of silicon dioxide, a mineral. Most often recognized as quartz.
Wait, so you were in a Thieves Guild, BB? The snow isn't letting up. Don't change the subject. Okay, I'll ask again. What's the deal with the corpse? Why is it in the freezer?
It's better that you see for yourself.
Let me just show you.
Another corpse?
No, not one more.
Not one at all.
It's half.
So, you finished reading the file.
Yeah. Now do you understand? Now you know whose left half is in the freezer. Jin Furue. That's what he really looks like.
And this body?
Uru Somizuki. Terror. He murdered 3 people 6 years ago. Jin, Chikara, and Andy's Komeiji.
That outfit was so hard to move in, with the wire frame and all the stuffing.
They're not going far away, are they?
They should be fine. They said they were going to think hard about where to go. I don't need to explain it. You should already know.
Jin Furue, the child of Tokiko and Chikara.
He was born with a rare and complicated disease. It caused inoperable tumors to grow in the right half of his body.
Jin might have had it worst of all. He got his first transplant when he was really young. I don't think he wanted to take organs from Uru. Remember what it said in Uru's diary? He said he wanted to apologize. I think he is referring to Jin. So you think the transplant was done against Jin's will? I'm not positive, but that's just the feeling I get. Only a few hours ago, around 1 a.m.
I asked Leon to open the door to the staircase.
So the lock you mentioned earlier.
That's right. The lock to the staircase door.
That's when I asked them about their plans to run away together.
Then the 4 of us headed down the stairs. Leon carried Kizuno down.
And that's when we found the corpse on the ritual platform. I used Marco's X-ray function. Marco? The name of my AI ball in my left eye. He's pretty shy. He doesn't talk much. Unlike someone else I know.
Excuse me, are you talking about me?
Mm-hmm. I know Iba really well. We were partners 6 years ago. When I was hired at Abyss, I was supposed to get Marco transplanted into my left eye. But he wasn't finished yet. So instead, I got Iba. But Iba and Date. Yeah, Iba and Date were kind of fighting at the time. And I needed to see if I was compatible with an AI ball at all, so...
I see. I apologize. I do not remember anything from back then.
Because of the explosion, right?
Yes.
It's kinda sad. I made so many memories with you, Iba.
Well, you see, I was so preoccupied with my work.
No. It was because you tried watching VR porn while Iba was still in your left eye.
That does sound like something that would make me very angry.
I told you a million times, it was just a watermelon splitting video.
I wanted to ask Shoma about the genetic experiments, so I visited him.
And I looked like Gen, so it didn't raise any concerns.
He told me a lot.
About his body and his older sister. And about the hidden safe.
That's what we came here for. Wait, Shoma has an older sister?
Yeah.
You know her well.
Kizuna and Iris's friend.
A mermaid at Sunfish Pocket.
A mame doi.
Really? I can't really say anything more than what's in the file. Uru Somizuki. He's the child that was kidnapped from Iowan when he was 6.
It was Chikara and Tokiko who took him. They wanted to make him Jin Furue's donor.
So for over a decade, they did surgery after surgery, giving more and more of Uru to Jin. Half of his face, too.
The skin he lost was replaced by an artificial skin made of carbon chitin. Half his face was transplanted onto Jin's as well.
Right. And it was only half because Jin had a percent-shaped birthmark on the left side of his face.
A holy symbol for the Order of Percent. It was considered sacred.
And Chikara, being a devoted follower, couldn't get himself to rip that skin off.
Which is why the left half of Jin's face was left untouched.
And after all those transplants, Jin's body ended up being cut in half.
6 years later, February of this year, Uru's body was cut in half.
So what was discovered was Jin's right half and Uru's left half.
Jin and Uru are essentially mirror images of one another.
So when the police were identifying Uru's body, they got their DNA sample to compare against from Jin's organs.
And because those were originally taken from Uru, it naturally follows that they match.
So that's why...
That is the mistake that caused investigators to believe that they were the same person.
I've been wondering, 6 years ago, why did Uru cut the bodies in half? That was for the nirvanA initiative, right? Yeah, but what does that have to do with the plan? And speaking of, is the nirvanA initiative still happening? I mean, after all, Terror's dead. Right, the mastermind is dead. But you saw it, on the night of the 13th, on the rooftop of Misaton. That was Terror. It was definitely Uru's voice, but Uru should have been dead.
Perhaps his voice was recorded.
Either way, the rehearsal happened even after Terror died, which means...
The main event will likely still happen as well.
Yeah, it's safe to assume it will proceed as planned.
But I still don't understand the full scope of the nirvanA initiative.
When, where, how? We are completely in the dark.
Why don't you ask the culprit?
Yeah, good idea. Hey, Uru, what's up with your plan, you asshole?
No, that's not what I meant. There are other culprits. Whoever killed Uru and Tokiko.
You believe they might know something about the nirvanA initiative?
I don't know for sure, but they at least might have some clues.
We don't have enough information yet. Looks like we're gonna need some extra help.
Help?
Over here. Come with me.
There's nothing over here.
You would think that, right? But check this out. Open sesame!
Marco, please. What is this?
Do you like it? Erotic, isn't it?
How is this in any way erotic?
Much more erotic than watermelon splitting.
Let's get going. Yeah. What? What does this mean?
It means exactly what you see.
There are 2 cathedrals? That's right.
Mizuki, look.
Ryuki.
I'm here too.
Tama.
How is Ryuki doing?
Terrible. It was a bad idea to show him this place. He's been like this for hours.
Marco, can you send Iba the data?
Got it. Opening it. It is a cross-section of the 2 cathedrals.
You get it now? There's one on the east and one on the west.
Terror blew up the west one. This one, right here.
Which happens to be the same side Ryuki met Terror. What he called his execution chamber.
On the east side was Uru's corpse and Tokiko's file.
And that mysterious box.
The one connected to the Nyes building is the east one. You can take the elevator up to the president's office.
Do you hate Ryuki? Of course I do. I want to shove a pipe in his mouth and stir up his organs. 6 years ago, It made my heart condition worse. It affected my work. I can't investigate properly if I have to go to the hospital all the time. But when I heard you recently joined Abyss, I shadowed you. And February 10th, when you went to the stadium, I got there before you and found the corpse. At the time, I had no clue it was Uru's left half, but I knew it had to do with the HB case from 6 years ago. I told you before that the one thing I wanted was for you to live a normal life. I couldn't let you get caught up in this case. I had to stop you. That's why...
I see. You shot at Mizuki to dissuade her from finding the corpse.
Huh. Beats me.
Maybe it has something to do with what Nyes believes. 2 in 1. I think they were obsessed with that. Date called me.
Yeah. I told him to head over to the other cathedral.
Does that mean he saw Uru's corpse and Tokiko's file?
He did, yep. And then he came here through the hidden passage.
He appears to at least be breathing.
He might not be if there was rope and a branch in here. This has been eating at Ryuki for the past 6 years. He regretted what he did and blamed himself. He betrayed Date and shot Mizuki Kuranushi with stun bullets. And what happened to Mizuki, Date, and Kizuna on top of that? Yeah, Terror detonated the bomb, but it was Ryuki who told Date about this place. If he never did, Kizuna and Mizuki wouldn't have been hurt. That's what's been plaguing him. He started drinking, which made the whole thing worse.
I don't care if he feels bad about it. I still don't forgive him.
Easy. He had his reasons.
I also implemented a self-destruct program. If I activate it, she'll be lost forever.
I was overhauled completely during maintenance a few years back, and that function was deleted. That's when Ryuki opened up about what happened.
Why didn't you share this earlier?
I couldn't. Ryuki betrayed Abyss. He did something you can't come back from. I couldn't let anyone find out.
So you protected him.
It's the same reason I didn't upload the investigation data from 6 years ago. I made an oath. No matter what, I will protect Ryuki.
But Ryuki himself could have informed us sooner.
You should know why he didn't do that. Why he gave in to Terror's demands.
He wanted to protect his loved ones.
Wouldn't you do the same? Ryuki, you made a mistake. But lying around here in all your misery isn't gonna fix anything. If you really regret what you did, solve this case. That's the only way to atone. Ryuki, I remember one night we went out drinking. You told me about your little brother. You always talk about him when you drink. You made him a promise, right? You said, I'll become a hero of justice. If I've fallen, I just need to get back up again. You used to say it all the time. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. As long as you have a body to do it, you climb back up again. Come on, Ryuki. Climb above the debris. It doesn't matter if you're pitiful. It doesn't matter if you show vulnerability. You struggle, you crawl, and you make it back to the top. That's what we do. That's what makes us human.
Mr. Date. Everyone,
Ryuki, now's not the time to cry. Come climb up here.
You mean...
Don't get me wrong. I'll only forgive you after we solve this case. So...
Okay.
So, the First thing on the agenda is stopping the nirvanA initiative.
When, where, how? We don't know anything about it.
We should know everything except where. Tama shared all her data, right?
I did receive the information.
I didn't give it a close look. Ryuki, can you tell us more about the nirvanA initiative?
Yeah, I'll explain everything in order. First, Terror, Uru, created a video. Uru created 3 videos. QR video, nirvanA trial, and nirvanA X. The QR video was the first.
The QR code on the signboard in Jin's body. That was a link to the video, right?
Right. So it was first made public 6 years ago, on February 10th. The motive was...
Merely a small part of my plan. It's the prototype.
There were stories about people who went missing after watching the video, but...
It's just an urban legend.
It was actually the second video that caused people to go missing. The nirvanA trial. It was uploaded on February 9th.
Back when Uru was still alive.
But what for?
I think it was a beta version of nirvanA X, the third video, for testing purposes for the main event.
Testing what?
There was a code, like BATS 490 in the nirvanA trial video. That code led to the Eastern Cathedral. The coordinates led to the staircase.
Yeah, but that door has tons of locks.
Right, but the staircase had another code. By solving that, you could collect the numerous keys located all over the city. And those who did solve everything would be able to unlock the door to the Eastern Cathedral. Did you notice the box? Inside was a device that shot TC Purge. If you open the box, it triggers.
When it enters the brain, it can even overwrite the DNA structure inside neurons. It can make you see things, make you dance. It makes you do weird things over and over.
And it spreads in the air. If this virus gets out somehow, the human race is in for a rough trip. Can you picture it? The whole world going crazy. People everywhere doing unpredictable things. Crazy things. Over and over.
I'll be honest. I contracted TC Purge because I opened the box.
But it's okay. Ryuki has developed a resistance to it. And he can't spread it either. Having said that, TC Purge is still a problem. Before the body develops a resistance, it can spread. Not to mention the neurons that are damaged can't be repaired.
That's why Ryuki was acting weird.
Is that what it looked like? When I was infected with TC Purge, my symptoms got worse. Disorientation, short-term memory loss, hallucinations.
He's been seeing hallucinations for 6 years now. The mental trauma of what happened to his brother.
Anyway, those who solved the code and opened the box contracted TC Purge, and as a result, they started acting strangely.
And now, there are people dancing and rioting in the streets. And a lot of suicides.
I see. These people would have no motivation to return home.
That's why so many people went missing.
In other words, Uru's experiments were a success. He's dead now, but his plan is still alive.
I'm guessing his lackeys are carrying out the plan now. To raise the curtain on the main event.
I think I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna shoot the rocket somewhere.
With TC Purge on the warhead.
The rocket will explode.
And the virus will spread?
Yeah.
Most likely, yes.
Tons of people will get infected with TC Purge.
It will grow in their bodies.
And inevitably spread.
From one person to another.
If we do things that are beyond the comprehension of the designer, simultaneously, all around the world, bugs will start appearing everywhere.
This will lead all mankind to reach moksha, an emancipation from this fictional world.
That is the nirvanA initiative.
Even if this nirvanA thing turns out to be bullshit, the virus itself is a problem.
Right. I don't know if it will really cause glitches to appear or anything, but it'll be mass hysteria.
There is already an uptick in suicides.
The final video, nirvanA X, is already public.
There's a 7-digit number, which is probably a time and a date.
February 15th, 12 o'clock.
Noon, today. Aiba, what time is it now?
7:55 a.m.
We barely have 4 hours left.
Well,
We don't know.
my guess is the other letters that were in the video are some kind of code too. Maybe they point to a location.
No. I converted the letters to numbers and checked the coordinates.
It's an area in the Pacific Ocean. No land around. I don't think those coordinates are where the plan is happening.
Then where could it be?
Oh, I remember something Bibi said earlier. The culprit who killed Uru and Tokiko. Maybe they have a clue. Right.
Well, in that case, there is one person. I don't know if they're the culprit, but they might have some valuable information. I didn't know where to find them before, but I've got a good idea now. That person, she's probably with Shoma.